Undisputed. We are live from LA. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp. Good morning.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi.
Good morning, Skip. How you doing today?
What? Hit. Hurt my eyes, Jenny.
Too much?
Oh, I need sunglasses.
I see you replaced that old bootleg watch you had.
Bootleg Seiko?
Yeah, it was bootleg.
I got it with the new Seiko here.
I like it.
That one was bootleg. You got it from your time in New York.
Yeah, on the street.
I don't think he would
Bought it
fall
on the
for that.
street.
Oh, yes, he would.
You know, Ernestine bought it for my birthday on the street in New York.
No,
From a
put that-
guy who is here today and gone tomorrow,
Skip,
right?
Skip.
Probably not.
Don't put that on
Probably
Ernestine.
not.
Don't put that on Ernestine.
Okay.
She's
well,
not here to defend herself.
She got it for me, so what?
Yeah, she's got good taste.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about
I don't know
it.
if I can take your word over hers.
Yep. Well,
You say so.
Yep.
Okay.
She takes my word.
Exactly.
Yep.
Let's see whose word we will all take today. We have a lot to get to on today's show. Why is Russell Wilson mad at the Seahawks? And a different quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. Why is he avoiding his new coach?
Now that's a
But we
good
are going to
question.
start with Russell Westbrook. He rolled into the arena last night wearing a Crenshaw shirt, and he clearly wanted to dominate. Westbrook had the first 20-point, 20-rebound, 20-assist game since Wilt Chamberlain back in 1968. The game was basically over in the final minute when Billy Donovan tried to take Russ out, but he waved his coach off because he was 2 rebounds shy of 20. Russ got 2 boards in the final minute, and after the game, he said his historic performance was for his friend Nipsey Hussle, who was tragically shot and killed in LA over the weekend. So let's take a listen.
Russ, talk about the emotions, talk about your performance tonight.
The overwhelming, man, is unbelievable to go out and humble them. Grateful to play the game, man, but that wasn't for me, man. That was for my bro, man. That's for Nipsey, man. 20 plus 20 plus 20. They know what that means, man. That's for my bro. Rest in peace, Nipsey, man. I'm just thankful to be able to go out and compete at a high level, man. Thankful to have these teammates. Thankful and humble to be able to go out and play the game I love.
All right, good to get that interview in. Shannon, how impressive was Russ's night?
It was very impressive. Of all the Russ triple doubles, I think he has 135 now. This is the most impressive one. And the points, you set that aside, even though he shot terrible from the field. I think points is the easiest part of the triple double. Now we get to the 20-20. Skip, I think of all the greats that you can be on a list with, the most impressive one of all of them is Wilt Chamberlain. Because statistically,
yeah, right.
Because most of the time he's there alone. There's no one else there with him. So if you join him, that means at the dinner table it's you and him.
That is correct.
Skip, when you look at it, a 6'3" guard got 20 rebounds. We see 20-20 games all the time. Andre Drummond, he has the most since Moses Malone in the early 80s. We've seen guys get 30-30. I think Kevin Love was the last guy to get a 30-30 game. We've seen those.
Okay.
There's only been 2 of these. How much of an anomaly is this? There have been more quadruple doubles in which a guy has 4 double-digit in steals, assists, rebounds, and points, or blocks than this. Let that sink in for a second. There have been 4 of those games. Now there are only 2 of these games. And you say, well, a 20 assist. Assist is not as easy as you think for the simple fact, Skip, guys got to make shots. 20 times he put a guy in position. 20 times they capitalized for it. It's not even because we've seen guys try for so long. A guy needs 8, has 8 assists, he needs 2. And he's trying for the last 2-3 minutes of the game, and they can't buy a bucket. So 20, 20, 20. And Skip, when you look at this, the previous 9 games, they were 2-7. So it wasn't like this was a throwaway game, and I get it. Second day of April. What does that mean? Well, the way they were playing and the way, we're going to be in the playoffs, but this is not how you want to go into the playoffs. And you know you're in the 8 spot. You know who's in the 1 spot. Do you really want to be playing this bad and you have to go up against that juggernaut? Because they showed you last night, when they want to turn it up and they feel motivated to play, they can run through anybody in any given moment.
Also true.
So, Skip, I was very impressed. And I was watching the game, and I was like, man, Russ got 10 assists in the first quarter. First thing that went through my mind, it wasn't a 20-20-20 game. I was like, he's going to break Scott Skiles' record of 30 assists in a game, in which he did in 1990. Scott Skiles, I mean, a lot of you have to probably go back and YouTube him, Skip. But he could dish the ball.
Not me.
No, I know you remember. He went to Hey, he was the first of the second one. Magic was the first Michigan State guard. And then he came along, and then you got McLeave and this young man now. But Scott Skiles dished the ball out. Skip, this was very impressive. It was very impressive. I mean, a 6'3". I'm trying to think who I thought could do this. Maybe LeBron, but I'm like, well, how's LeBron going to get 20 rebounds? Giannis. How is Giannis going to get 20 assists? You would have never thought it would have been a big guy. You know what? Even as great as Wilt was, and he had some 40-30 games.
He did.
You would have never thought a guy 7 foot tall would dish out 20 assists, Skip.
Can you explain that to me, please? 21 on that night?
I don't
you realize that year in 1968, he averaged 9 assists a game at 7 feet 1 inches tall? How did he do it? Because he was known as the most selfish player ever, but he was getting...
Yeah.
He once led the league in assists, though, Skip.
How do you do that? 21 assists, 7-1? Wow.
A 6'3" guy
Okay.
got a 20 game.
Okay.
And I think this is the most impressive of all the triple-doubles. Of all 135, this is the most impressive one.
Okay. I am with you on that. And I do need one point of order because I've campaigned for years about this. A triple-double should require 20-plus points. You can't have a 10-point triple-double. It's
Oh, you don't want the kid
just
triple-double?
wrong. That's a Jason Kidd triple-double. 11, 11, and 11, right?
Doesn't count in your book? All right.
Well, it just doesn't.
I know.
It doesn't ring true to me because it's just by accident you could score 10 points. At the free throw line, you could score 10 points.
Agree.
So I was extremely impressed with Russell's pregame, in-game, and post-game tributes. Highly impressive. And I was most impressed with the 21 assists because of Russell's background. He came up as more of a selfish shooter, and I used to just rail at him because I love Kevin Durant, and he was taking more shots than Kevin. And he has reinvented himself as an assist maker of the highest order. Now, he did realize, oh, if I get 10-plus assists, I could have triple-doubles.
Right.
So he fell in love with the triple-double, but I predicted 2 years ago he was going to average a triple-double and win MVP, and he did.
Right.
And he's still doing it, and he's still leading the league in assists, which is highly impressive. And 21 assists, I don't care who you are, where you are, it's just hard to get 21 assists. I was also impressed with the 20 rebounds. Now, you have had issues before with the discounted cheap rebounds, right?
Yes.
So with 1 minute and 4 seconds left in the game, Billy Donovan said, okay, that's enough of that. They're up 16. He tried to sub Diallo for Westbrook, and it got a little awkward because Westbrook just said, no, I'm not coming out. And I think the buck stops on this team with Russell Westbrook. I'm pretty sure he's LeBron-esque in his control of what's happening during the basketball game, right? So he said, leave me in, and he got 2 discounted rebounds, but he got them.
Right.
Because to your point, at 6'3", to even get 18, let's say he ended with 18.
Right.
Would that not be highly impressive?
Very.
It's just hard. I don't even know how he does it. He does it because he just plays harder than anybody else. And you know what? He's as close to a football player playing basketball as there is.
His mentality,
Am I right?
absolutely.
Because it is high collision, high contact, and you can't tell me he's not sore after some of these games because he's diving for loose balls and he's also colliding for loose balls, right?
Skip, on 19, did you see? He was in the middle block where normally a 7-footer is.
Okay.
So they got a 6'3" guy.
All right, okay, but he got it.
He got it.
He got it.
How did he get it?
Okay, so you got to give him that. And now, let's back off. For perspective, did they need to win the game? Yes, they needed to win the game because simultaneously, the game I was also watching was San Antonio, Atlanta, and they're vying for the 7-8 at the bottom of the West and who's going to, quote unquote, get to or have to play Golden State. So they're playing the Los Angeles Lakers, who are currently in the 10 seed, and they were playing with no LeBron James, no Brandon Ingram, no Kyle Kuzma, no Lonzo Ball. So how impressive was the opposition? Not very. Am I right? Is that fair to say?
Very.
Okay.
That's fair.
So that's one team you could do this against more easily than most.